Dawn of the Dead, one of the greatest horror films of all time, has been in need of a proper release. Over countless editions, a new challenger arises. Is this new set the one to rule them all? Let's get into it. What's up guys, Scott Reviews here. We're going to be talking about the new second sight release of Dawn of the Dead in 4K. But before we begin, I have to tell you a couple things. I did purchase this with my own money. It was expensive, but well worth it. Also, we're going to get into some unboxings and compare some of the other releases. And I will give some timestamps down below. One of the things I wish I could include in this comparison set is the Italian 4K 6-disc set of Dawn of the Dead that has the new 4K transfer for the Argento cut. It also has an open matte version of the film, but the problem is that hard to find, it's out of print, and there are some encoding errors on the discs. So there was a replacement program that went through them, but if you pick it up, you may be stuck with the wrong discs. Now in this review, I am excluding the Japanese, the Australian, and the Austrian Blu-ray sets of Dawn of the Dead, as I feel that there's no real significant differences from the other releases that I'm including in this review. Now also, I am including the Arrow and the Anchor Bay Blu-rays together as they do use the same master, and it includes all three cuts. So here we go, let's start into the unboxing and compare.
All right, so here we go. Here's the box that it comes in. Really nice, has the original artwork on it. Some logos. Flip it around, here's all the specs. We're gonna open this up. Pretty excited, I've been waiting for this release for a really long time. So let's pull off the J card. Set looks very clean, no ratings logos, just the artwork. It is gorgeous. There's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Okay, let's pull out the top. Reveals all of our contents. Yeah, first we get the novelization. It's pretty impressive to add this into the collection. I'm glad that they did. There's an introduction with Simon Pegg in it. In the back. Spine, then Dissecting the Dead. This is the 150-page essay book with interviews. It's a hardcover. Awesome detail. I love the artwork that they added onto it. We do get some table of contents, then some production photos as well. So it's not all just essays. Get a little bit more. And here we go. Here's our discs. I just love this artwork. It's impressive. Oh, one of my discs fell out. But luckily, it's nothing scratched. Everything's good. I've noticed some of those disc holders do become a little bit loose in the set. So just to be warned. Overall, just beautiful release. Now I do want to mention that the Blu-ray version is Region B and the special features are Region B, but the 4K discs are region free. We're looking at the CD holder, same artwork. Here we go, we got the soundtrack with Goblin, and then the other two are the complete DeWolf library. It's all the library tracks that was used. Same artwork. Overall, just a beautiful release. So here we go. We got the Arrow release of Dawn of the Dead. This is one of the earlier Blu-ray releases. The thing that I find neat about the Arrow version is that you can change out the artwork that goes inside of it. So if you wanted to use one of the 4 alternating artworks, you can. And some of them are kind of interesting. Different takes on the poster art. And then inside you get a booklet, some posters. There's your discs. Unfortunately, the extended cut and the Argento cut is a DVD. I'm checking out the booklet here. Really good stuff. I always thought the posters were really cool too that came with it. Alright, let's look at the Ultimate Edition DVD set from Anchor Bay. This was in the United States. Love just the simplicity of it. This is a copy I bought for this comparison. Opening it up, you get some of the zombies featured in the film. Take a look inside, more artwork. leading you to the main contents. Seeing the first 3, and then on the other side you get the 4th disc, or actually it's just 1. Then you get your comic book. I think it's the first chapter or so of a comic book series on Dawn of the Dead. Really neat to have in this set. Kind of fits in with the overall aesthetic of the film. And then this is what you would have had if on the back of the box if you were to buy it, but it lists all the contents in the set. Also, you get a booklet going through the discs, what's on it. The thing I love about this booklet is that it also has a map of the mall from the various levels. All in all, it's a great set. I love it, and for years it's been the definitive go-to set for Dawn of the Dead for me.
So let's talk about some of the new features that are in this new Second Sight Dawn of the Dead set. We get new 4K scan of the camera negative for the theatrical and extended cuts of Dawn of the Dead with restored mono audio. We get a new audio commentary from Travis Crawford. You get 5 new featurettes and interviews, not including the lost Romero interview. These featurettes tend to overlap. You get some information that some of the other ones talk about, but overall I think they're very engaging and really well made. The audio commentaries from Anchor Bay that are ported over to this version, The Dead Will Walk, which was also included in the Anchor Bay and Arrow video. You get the Document of the Dead, which Anchor Bay had the 1989 version. That one is ported over. It's a little bit longer. And then you get the audio commentary for Document of the Dead. That's ported over to this, as well as the Document of the Dead definitive version. It's 100 minutes long, and that one is ported over from the Synapse release. You get the Super 8 Mall footage from the Anchor Bay, trailers, TV and radio spots. And then for the Argento cut, they are using the restoration that was made by Blacklight in Rome. I also think that this version of this 4K scan was also used for the Italian version of the film when they released their 4K. Now let's talk about some of the things that are missing from the Second Sight set. Now, all the big heavy hitter things that Dawn fans would want are in the Second Sight release, but there are some things, very minor things that are missing, like the Fan of the Dead documentary that Arrow has, Tom Savini's Scream Greats that is on the Arrow, that's pretty fun. Trailers from other Italian films are in the Arrow one. Monroeville Mall commercial, I think that is featured in one of the featurettes that's kind of like playing in the background, but the Anchor Bay one, you can play that exclusively on its own. Bios, galleries, the comic book preview, Monroeville Mall tour with Ken Forey, conversation with George Romero from the Melbourne International Film Festival in 2008. That's exclusive to the Umbrella one. The Austrian one has just a bunch of German extras. Some of them are not too terribly familiar with me, but there are some different spots that are exclusive. The Italian one, I think, has some of the more interesting extras that are exclusive to that set. That's something that's lacking in the Second Sight release, is not a ton of information is there on the Argento cut. Dario Argento is missed from some of the extras in the Second Sight one. So you get with the Italian one, you're missing from this set interviews with, it's a different interview with Tom Savini. You get an interview with Nicholas Winding Refn and Dario Argento. You get the restoration interview on the Argento cut, the people who worked on it, and a premiere Q&A with the Italian version. When There's No More Room in Hell, interviews with Claudio Argento, Claudio Simonetti, and Alfredo Cumo, and those people involved with the Argento cut. So those are the things that are missing, and I wish that that was included in Second Sight. However, you get so much. Now, watching the transfers are gorgeous. I loved. This is the best Dawn of the Dead has ever looked on home video. Some of the older masters are pretty rough looking, particularly the Arrow and Anchor Bay Blu-ray versions. There's a lot of digital noise reduction. There was some weird ghosting and some artifacts. The new color grading is pretty consistent with all of them. It's very subtle too. Director of photography was involved with that, as well as he was involved with the Italian one, which is slightly different in color grading. It also has more grain to it. Because it's from the inner positive, so it's a couple steps down from the original camera negative. So it's not, the grain isn't nearly as fine of detail as the original camera negative, but the Argento cut even looks really good. I am super impressed that they included the entire soundtrack of Dawn of the Dead. I didn't have the DeWolf library, so having this just basically completed it. I do have the Goblin soundtrack on vinyl, so this was just an added bonus. And on top of it, the huge essay book is incredible. It is so detailed, and it's just amazing that Dawn of the Dead gets something that Masters of Cinema or Criterion would probably do. This is definitely like an above and beyond release on that. And I love that they put the original poster art on this, and it opens up like this. This is just incredible. I love it. It is roughly around $100. It's a lot, but this is the best Dawn of the Dead has ever looked. If you love Dawn of the Dead like I have, this is the set to pick up. I mean, even if it's the Blu-ray release, it is amazing, hands down. Knocks out any other release of this film. Okay, so let's talk about some of the other releases. Now, the Ultimate Edition of Dawn of the Dead, the DVD set that Anchor Bay put out in the States, I felt was the first time in the US we got a definitive version of Dawn of the Dead for DVD. In Blu-ray, we really didn't. We just got a single release of the theatrical cut from Anchor Bay, nothing like this. But this version, I do still really love, even though it's DVD. It upscales fine. The Anchor Bay and the Arrow version seem to come from the same master that was used for this. The colors look just roughly about the same. They're a little bit better in Blu-ray, but the colors seem to be very similar, so I believe that they're probably sourced from this set. I love the packaging. I love the way that it's put together, the extras on it. To me, it's very nostalgic. I think this one is the best set of Dawn of the Dead in the United States. Still to this day, I think it's better than the Arrow Blu-ray. Believe it or not, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because, yes, the transfer on the Anchor Bay is better, but this has the better presentation. It has the best extras. It's not going to look nearly as good as the Blu-ray. It's going to be close. If you have a good upscaler, it'll look pretty good. But we just don't have a Blu-ray like this, and that's why I think you should probably just import the second sight version. The Blu-ray is region B locked. The 4K, the movies are region free, but the extras are region B locked. So I think this one, if you can still grab it, it is a great set. And then the other one with the Blu-ray, with the Arrow video, honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm kind of disappointed with this set. I mean, there's some cool things to it, but overall, it is such a huge letdown that only the theatrical cut got the Blu-ray, and the extended and the Argento cuts just got a DVD only as extras. It's out of print. It goes for some money just because it's an Arrow video release, but I would not pay very much for this version if you do get it, because there are better releases out there. So I hope at some point Second Sight does release a standard edition of this movie, just so that it's way more accessible for people, maybe for some who don't want the big all fancy packaging to it. But yes, this is the release to get. If you're a Dawn of the Dead fan, you probably already have this, and this should be no surprise to you. If you've heard about this movie, I'd say seek out the Ultimate Collector's Edition. If you're able to find that, get that one and watch it. Watch all the extras, watch everything with it. It is a great set. If you do have it, I would say try to pick this one up as soon as possible. It is a limited edition set, but it is entirely well worth it. Well guys, that's it for this video. Leave a comment down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.